Good morning, preschoolers. So I wanted to start outside again today because I noticed that something started happening to my trees. Look at it. If we take a close look at them, do you see something on my tree? This is a Paula Verde tree, and it started blooming. All those yellow flowers you see, they were not there before. And now it looks like since springtime has started, they have begun to bloom. I have another tree that also started to grow something on it. Let me take you over there so you can see. This is my orange tree. And if you take a close look at it, it looks like some little oranges are starting to develop. And right now, they are, what color do you see? They are green. But as they start growing bigger, they start changing colors, and then you will start to see them becoming orange. Now, Juliana and I started this garden maybe 14 days ago, and look it, the seeds are starting to sprout. We started with some seeds like this. We have some sunflower seeds here, and then we also have some zinnia flower seeds, and that's what these are here. Now, we had other seeds that we had put in, but I am not sure where the packages went. Now, if you can see, there are a lot of empty spaces here where we did plant flowers. We did plant some flowers right here. But one day, Juliana and I came outside and we saw a bird eating all of our seeds. And they were picking out the seeds from our garden. So these are all of the flowers that did not get eaten. So that bird must have been a hungry little bird. Now pretty soon, if you take a look at these flowers, it just has the stems and the leaves. And then one day, it's going to start blooming and a flower will come out. And then we'll get to see which flowers are which. All right, boys and girls, so this is all I have to show you as far as the things that are blooming in my backyard. And now we get to go see some of our other teachers and see what they have blooming in their backyards or front yards or areas around their neighborhood. And today we have a new teacher that will be showing you some amazing things. Can you guess who it might be? She's gonna be here to show you next. Hi boys and girls, how are you? I'm here at my front yard and I want to tell you a little bit about spring. In spring, the flowers are blooming, the trees are growing new leaves, and some animals such as the birds and chicks are born. And I want to show you something that I found around my front yard that there are signs of the spring, that the spring is here. Let me show you, okay? The first thing that I want to show you is my rose. Look at my rose, boys and girls. It has a little back right here. Oh, let me see, let me show you. Right here. This one. And it's gonna be like a really beautiful flower. And also my big tree, this one has new leaves. Look. Yeah, it didn't have any leaves before. And in here I have a cactus. And the cactus is growing new nopal stalks. Also, oh, you hear the birds? Let me show you right here. I have a papaya tree. Look at the papaya tree. Here are some flowers that are blooming. And the mint. And this is a little celery that is growing. This is a lemon tree that is growing. And let me show you. I have a tomato plant. Oops, let's go around. Oh, the neighborhood cat. And here is a tomato plant. It has flowers as well. Look, these flowers are going to be tomatoes someday. And in here, you can find more flowers. Can you hear the birds? Now let's go in here because I have a table for you. So I want to show you something that I have in here. Oh, let me move this from here. In here we have a papaya, and these seeds I planted it, and that came out the papaya tree that I showed you. Here is the cilantro, and I planted some seeds. I planted some seeds like this, and look, the cilantro is coming out. I also have some beans, different color beans. I have watermelon seeds, and this is what I did with my celery. I cut the celery, and then I put some water in a container, and then I put it in the place that you see it. Well, boys and girls, this is all I have for you to show you. I hope you see all the signs that I see for springtime. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Morning, preschoolers. It's Miss Tracy. I wanted to share something with you today. We all know that the season is spring, and during spring, a lot of flowers bloom. So today on my walk, I saw a beautiful cactus. So here's a cactus in bloom. Look at all the different flowers. They're orange. Maybe you can go on a walk today and see if you can find a cactus in bloom.
Hey friends, it's Miss Anne Marie. I just wanted to show you what's blooming in my neighborhood. Look at these pretty pink flowers. I think they're really pretty. I hope you're getting a chance to take a walk around your neighborhood and see what's blooming near where you live. Miss you guys. Bye.
Now that we looked around our neighborhoods at some flowers in bloom, we are going to learn how flowers grow and what they need to live. So we will take a look at the life cycle of a plant. All right, boys and girls, so we're going to take a closer look at the life cycle of a plant. If you take a look at the very top, it starts out with a seed, and you put the seed inside the soil, and then it needs these things in order to grow. So it needs sunlight, it needs water, it needs air, and again it needs to be put into the soil. Now after you give the seed what it needs, it will start to germinate, and this is the germination stage. And if you take a look, you see one little thing starting to sprout off of the seed, and that is a root. So that root grows into the ground, gets water, or it gets whatever it needs in order to grow, and it pushes the seed up towards the surface of the ground. Now this next stage is called the sprout. So as you can see, it's starting to show roots underground, and it has a stem that is starting, that was pushed up, and there is a seed at the very end. So that means that the seed was pushed up above the ground, and that's what we have as our little sprout. And then the next stage is our small plant. Again, the roots are still at the bottom underground, and a stem starts to grow above ground, and there are leaves that are growing off of the stem, and that is our small plant. So this is what our little plants are outside in our little garden. And the last stage is an adult plant, and as you can see, the flowers started to bloom on that plant. So an adult plant is like what Miss Sandoval had outside of her home. She had that big rose bush with all those beautiful roses off of it. So her plant was already into an adult plant, and the flowers started to bloom. And then after that stage, it starts all over with the brand new seed, and you start that life cycle all over again. Thanks, guys. Now I want to show you a couple activities that you could do at home with your families. You have been sent on a nature walk previously where you were looking for colors and shapes and smells using your senses in your neighborhood. So this time we are going to do a nature walk, and you can look for different signs of spring. So do you see a butterfly? Yes or no? Do you see a worm? Yes or no? And you can look for things. There are 2 pages. So here are some items that you can look for. And then also here are some more. So maybe do you see some ants? Yes or no? So again, you're going to be observing the area in your neighborhood with your family. And if you also want to do another activity, I think it would be a great idea to practice drawing a flower. Okay, so if you want to draw a flower, you can think of all the different shapes that you need. Maybe you need to start with a circle, and that can be the center of your flower. And then you can go on to draw the petals. Now you could draw whatever kind of flower you like. This is just one of the flowers that I chose. And then you can draw your stem, and then you need some leaves. So you can draw flowers. You can practice drawing a colorful garden. And after you finish drawing, it will be great to see how many different colors you can add to your drawing. So I might make my flower into a pink flower, and I might even add some details so that I know what a flower needs to grow. Do you guys remember what a flower needs to grow? It needs sunlight. That's right. So maybe you can draw a sun in your picture. Maybe you can draw, what else did it need? It needed to grow in the soil. So maybe you can draw some dirt. And then maybe you can even add some water so that you know that the flower is growing after you are adding some water to it. Okay, so that's another activity that you can do. You can practice drawing flowers, or you can go on a nature walk. Bye, until next time.